back to Sweet Yellow House. It's time for our Friday craft. But before we get started, I just wanted to let you know that we have a Patreon page, and if you're interested in getting a look behind the scenes, then go over there and join our family. So let's get started. I have these two little wall vases, and I purchased these at Hobby Lobby, and I believe it was this past spring, and everything was on sale, so I got them on clearance. I think I only paid like $3.50 for them each. So I just started out by removing everything because I do want to take them outside and spray paint them, so I didn't want to leave any tags or anything on them. So after I got those removed, I grabbed my bare matte black spray paint, and I took them outside and did a couple of coats. That's front and back. So once those were dry, I brought them in and I grabbed my French blue custom color that I made a couple of videos ago, and if you're interested in knowing the colors I used, go to this video here, and that has all the information. So I just proceeded to grab that paint, and I wanted to paint the background on that. It does have a little bit of texture in it. There is a small amount of baking soda. So I did several coats to make sure I had full coverage, and I set those aside to dry. I grabbed my Prima mold, the aviary, and I'm not sure if this is discontinued or not. So you would have to look that up. So then I grabbed my resin, and this is a long set resin. It's not that crazy quick one that I love so much. So what I did is 2 equal parts. That's pretty much standard. And then I grabbed a bigger cup and mixed them together in there. So with this resin, you have ample time to work, so you don't have to be in like a mad dash. So the only thing you want to do is make sure that it's mixed well. So I grabbed my heat gun just to heat up that, to get some of the air bubbles out and to kind of loosen that resin up just a little bit. So I grabbed my trusty old syringe and filled that up with my resin, and with that I was able to kind of get in all of those little nooks and crannies. This is a very fine detailed mold, so I really needed that syringe. So I let those set up overnight, and I took them out the next day, and they're still pretty soft, but that's okay. It works for me. So I put them where I thought I wanted them, and at that point I grabbed my glue, and I'm just using this Titebond, and I'm just going to put a pretty good amount. I want to make sure everything is covered on the back, and so I just put that on with my finger, making sure that all the back surface is completely covered, and I just set those into place. So once I got all of that done and them set into place where I wanted them, I put them aside to dry for several hours. I just wanted to make sure that glue was set, because I'm going to be doing some really heavy painting on it, and I didn't want it to move around, so I waited until it was set up. So I grabbed my blue paint again, and I just went over those molds, those castings where I set them, and painted them so that they would blend in with the back color of that wall base. So while I was there, I just kind of cleaned up whatever I thought I missed, and just cleaning it up for a final look there. So I let that dry, and after that was dry, I grabbed this wax. It's clear, and what I'm doing with that is that I'm just putting a barrier. I'm basically putting a protective layer on that. So since the blue paint is very chalky, and the black paint is chalky, I didn't want to start antiquing this and have that just kind of go super muddy on me. So I'm putting a clear coat on there just to protect it basically, and I'm just working that in, and I'm putting it all over the black part, the blue part, everywhere. And after I get that on, I'm just going to take a paper towel that I wet and just basically, I'm going to use the brush to clean up all the puddles that the wax left, and then use the paper towel to kind of work that in to you know, spread it around and thin it out where it was. So once I got that done, I let it sit just for a minute or two, and then I grabbed my antiquing wax in the home decor, the white wax, and also the clear wax. And I always mix these together when I want to use it, but not have like a really harsh, dark, deep wax. So, and then having the white wax and the clear wax in there gives me a lot of working time as well, and it's a buffer. It's not so deep and dark, and so I can kind of move it around the way that I want. So once I put that on and took it off and just kind of worked it in, I took my white wax and the DIY and my brush, and I actually just went over the whole thing, the white part, and I really worked it into those molds there to get all the detail, and also around the rim. So since it kind of has that fluted edge, you know, you can get some detail from that, and so that's why I put the white wax in there. So I'm just wetting a soft towel, and I'm just going over all of that to kind of make it so that it, you know, rubbing it out and kind of going back with that wax dark mixture just to kind of bring some of that detail back. So I'm sorry about my lighting, it's so awful. I normally film outside, but since where I live is just ridiculously hot, I am inside and I haven't mastered the lighting yet. So I grabbed my gilding wax, of course, and I just went over my my little moles just to bring out that detail and to make sure that you know, you could see all of the really fine detail in that and stuff. So the gold on here just actually brings everything to life. I just really love how it makes the birds look, and everything just looks so pretty, especially with that blue background on there. So that pretty much wraps it up, and I put the vase back in there so you can see how it looked, and there's the other one. And I just love these. I loved how the frames came out, and I just wanted to try that again, so here you go. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate you spending your time with me. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share if you know someone that would like my videos. And I just really appreciate y'all, and we will see you on Tuesday, which is our last video in that series, and then we'll be taking a break until September 1st. So we'll see you then.